Today on the channel, a little San Diego Comic-Con week news update. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as I come to you from my brand new toy room. Check out the videos on the channel. Much more to come on this room here shortly on the channel, I would assume. But today, it is San Diego Comic-Con week. It is Monday, and that's kicking it all off, and we had a lot of panels, a lot of news this week, and it's just very fitting that I got my Turtle Anxiety t-shirt on. Get your very own Turtle Anxiety tee. Support the channel, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, as Turtle Anxiety might be at an all-time high today after the announcements from NECA. We also got NECA horror announcements. Universal Monsters is what I'm interested in, and most of you guys are as well. And like I said, we had NECA cartoon announcements. We talked a little Mirage comic NECA, and then of course movie NECA Ninja Turtles. And then also today, Mattel Creations kicked things off with a ring announcement. They're going to do the Back the Ring, I guess. Back the New Generation ring. Very similar to Back the Sentinel, Back the Galactus, Back the Razor Crest. But Mattel is dipping their foot into this. And we're going to talk about all of it this week. And AEW Unmatched Series 1, which we didn't cover on last week's weekly purchases, as they were announced, I believe, later on Friday. So a lot of news. I figured I'd get ahead of it a little bit, as weekly purchases at the end of the week, Saturday, we usually do all of our news announcements. There'll be a lot of news for that. I don't want to have a 2-hour weekly purchases video. So let's jump into it. Let's jump into the news of today. All right, and we're going to start it off. I got the Turtle Anxiety shirt on. We might as well start it off with Ninja Turtles. And the Ninja Turtle news today was brought to us by Randy Falk and Blaine Rodenbaugh. That's who was kicking off the panel. I guess Randy kicked off the entire NECA panel, and Randy and I would probably be fast friends. He's always wearing the heavy metal shirts. I'm a kindred spirit in the heavy metal land, of course, as you guys know. But we started off with the Wolfman. We knew the Wolfman was coming, Universal Monsters. We knew this was no surprise, but they just wanted to remind us that, hey, the Wolfman is coming. That is the next release. We're getting, Larry Talbot, and it's a 2-in-1 figure. Very cool. I'm definitely picking that one up. But then another one we knew that was coming, but we finally got a nice, beautiful production shot, and that is Boris Karloff's The Mummy. Another Universal great from the Monster line. So that one after the Wolfman seems to be the one that's coming. So really no news on the monsters from Universal, as we knew these two were in play already. So not a lot of surprises there, at least for me. We did end up focusing on into Gremlins and Gremlins 2, the new batch, of course. It looks like we're going to get a 2-pack full of accessories. An Army Builders pack really is what this ends up being, as you can buy multiples of these and change their outfits, and you can really start to build your Gremlins 2 army. You guys know I'm all in on the Gremlins line. It'll be interesting how deep Gremlins 2 ends up going, but I, for one, am excited about these. This one looks pretty cool with the Demolition Man going on, and then we also got the tease of the lead from Gremlins 2. I forget the guy's name off the top of my head, but was a cool character. He was really the narrator and kind of going through everything of the movie there. But we are getting him down the line. I wouldn't expect him till end of the year, maybe early next year. That's just kind of a guess right here. But a lot of Gremlins 2, the new batch information. And then the main show for me especially, was the NECA Comic-Con panel with Trevor Zammit. He is the head of NECA Ninja Turtles. He's the product lead, product manager, all that kind of fun stuff. So who better to take us through this kind of stuff? But a lot going on, and they started off with another one. They always, give you the appetizer of stuff you kind of know. We know we're getting Danny via the Loot Crate, but we finally got in-hand pictures of Danny coming to the Loot Crate near you, depending on if you ordered it or not. I did order it, of course. But then we jumped into some of the main appetizers. Casey Jones. We knew a Casey Jones was coming, an unmasked Casey Jones. It will be a single-carded release. They did not say anything, or at least I missed it, but I didn't see anything as far as where these are exclusive to. Historically, Walmart has got the movie figures. That's where my guess is they're going to go, but we'll see how that ends up shaking out. But we did get Casey Jones, no mask involved. We did see the packaging for Casey Jones, the hockey mask, a very cool packaging. Almost reminds me of the packaging for that mask. You could buy Casey Jones mask via NECA. Very similar type packaging as that. But Casey comes in with all the accessories. Obviously, a ton of reuse over the Casey Jones we already got in the past. They're going to make the most of their molds, make the most of their accessories. Some people are going to be probably upset about this one, saying, I already got Casey. I should have just got a plain Jane head previously, but you guys know how it works. It is the toy business. They're going to milk everything and get as much as they can out of it. So we're getting Casey Jones. And then we're getting another Super Shredder from Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. This isn't quite the Super Shredder. More on that shortly. But this is just a regular Shredder. We got a new cape. Once again, getting the most of your molds. Throwing in a few new accessories, a new cape. Giving it a point of difference. They know people will buy these things. And I always say it on the channel all the time. If you don't like something, vote with your wallet. That's what sends the message to NECA, Hasbro, Mattel, Super 7, whoever we're talking about. But I know some people will like this version of Shredder, and there is completists out there as well that need to get this one. But all kinds of new accessories with the new dandelions, the mutant dandelions, the mutagen canister, all that kind of stuff. He does have the removable face plate, which is pretty cool, so we can see Shredder's head. I always like that, I guess. And then, of course, all your weapons and everything else we are accustomed to with our Super Shredder figures. And then you talk about Super Shredder and talk about getting the most of your molds. We have another Shredder, another Super Shredder coming out. Maybe Walmart exclusive once again, I'm not exactly sure, but they're going to get the most out of this mold, so we're getting another one. This one back to a purplish color. They did talk about how Kevin Nash played Super Shredder, and this is a way that kind of championship belt looking thing he has around there was kind of an homage to Kevin Nash. But yeah, once again, it's getting the most out of your molds. It'll be curious if they make this Super Shredder in the same amounts they have made the prior ones. I could see them making less of this one because, honestly, there's not a lot of people in the market for roughly 3 of the exact same figures. So I could see this being a pass for a lot of people, and maybe they will do their production run to match that concept or that thought. I don't know. It'll be very, very interesting when that one does shake out. And then we did see the packaging for that one as well. Very similar. It's got 30 Years logo up at the top. We'll unbox it on the channel, of course. But then they jumped into the cartoon stuff, and that's what I like the best. I like the NECA cartoon stuff best. I know there's a lot of people like the movie stuff best. Some people like the comic book stuff. They did mention that briefly. We're going to get more Mirage comic figures in the future. We got those a few years back, and it kind of went dormant, and it's apparently coming back with a fury, so be prepared for that for you comic lovers. But they did talk about some of the comic packs, so I'm very excited about that. They did do the Scumbag 2-pack, which was pre-ordered by a lot of us, that and the Ace Duck 2-pack. Apparently those will be hitting Target stores as well. I just hope the ones that pre-ordered them get them before Target does, because then you're just like, oh my gosh, why did I even pre-order this if Target was going to get it and I paid the shipping and all that kind of fun stuff. So hopefully those of us that pre-ordered, we get first dibs at this because we did pay the shipping. We did pre-order, help them out. It'll be interesting how that ends up going. But man, that Scumbag 2-pack looks amazing. A lot of great colors on this, a lot of weapons. Anytime you get multiple arms on a figure, sign me up all day. I might have to add that to my list of things I love. But then a new surprise we got, and talk about deep cut. I don't even remember these. I've talked on the channel before. I'm going to go back and watch all the Ninja Turtles. It's been so long since I've seen them. I've forgotten a lot of the deep cut characters. And maybe even if I watched them, I might still forget them as they weren't in a lot of episodes. But we are getting Ground Chuck and Dirtbag. So that was a cool one to announce today. I had no idea, like I said, these characters I do not remember at all. Tons of accessories with these. We're accustomed to that with these Ninja Turtle releases. Very cool looking figures though, especially the boar bull type look. I think that looks really translates really good into a character. He is going to be a big figure, as you can imagine. I just like the looks of him, but Dirtbag and Ground Chuck. Ground Chuck, I believe, is the groundhog type creature, which is funny. My dogs just had a fight with a groundhog in the backyard, so very timely here. But I do like that they showed his waist comes apart, and you can kind of display him like he's coming out of ground. I think that is a really cool feature there. That looks really awesome. So we are going to get that 2-pack. And then the other 2-pack they announced is Wingnut and Screw Loose. And I can't remember which one is which. I got to think Screw Loose is the scrawny little guy. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally wrong on that. But I do remember the scrawny little guy, but I don't remember the big guy. So once again, very, very deep cut characters here in the NECA Turtle canon. But I like the looks of them. I mean, I like the looks of all these cartoon figures. They just look amazing. These as well will be coming to Target. It'll be interesting how well these deep cuts do. As we see like the Triceratons, I don't feel they were as deep of a cut as these were. So I'm not sure. And we see the Triceratons out at retail a lot. In a lot of the stores I hit, I do still see them on the pegs. And like I said, they're not as deep cut as these. So it'll be interesting how well these sell, or if they take the production numbers down a little bit just to work on that. I don't know. A lot of unanswered questions there. We also saw packaging for the Colossal Chrome Dome, and they showed a little bit of Chrome Dome there. As we know, that's going to be the biggest figure so far in the NECA Cartoon Turtle line. I think they said 10 inches tall. You guys know me, I'm a sucker for a big figure, so I'm all in on the Colossal Chrome Dome. Can't wait to get that one. We also had the announcement of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Channel 6 news team. And it sounds like this will be sold at Target, so I got to think this is coming out in the next month or so to Target. It will be an exclusive like usual. Going to be a very similar 4-pack to the Musical Turtles last year. I think that was last year. We always talk about time. I can never remember anymore. But I believe that was last year. And then the Turtles in Disguise this year. So it's going to be a very similar 4-pack packaging. I really like the idea that the packaging folds out and you can use this as a diorama as your newsroom. That is a really cool, neat feature there. You know, there's a lot of people that are going to be upset. And me and that old outlaw Waylon Jennings were talking about it, that Rat King. You know, we bought 2 of those because we needed to make another Vernon. Well, now we're going to have 3 Vernons in our collection because we bought extras of those. So that's interesting. April's getting a re-release as Cat April, so that's a nice way to save some money for them, give us a new head. But it'll be really interesting. And then we got Irma, of course. That's the other one. It's like now just same principle as Vernon. You need 2 Irmas, one regular and one as Rat Woman or Were-Rat or whatever you want to call it. But now, are they going to release Irma in another pack later down the line? Or does some people, the hardcore of the hardcores out there, have to buy 2 of these 4-packs? I can't even go that far. I mean, this will be $125, $150 with tax. This is going to be an expensive pack, as you guys are aware, but they're packing it with accessories. You're going to be able to set up that newsroom, so I do think that is really cool. They also announced, very similar to that Mutagen Tour pack, there's going to be an accessory pack that comes with a lanyard, a patch, a pin of the news van, a t-shirt, a Channel 6 poster. I'm all out on that. I don't need that. I don't have anything to do with any of that, but I'm sure some of you guys out there will be picking that one up. But talk about a pretty cool pack. A lot of accessories, a bit of a deep cut. This makes sense to put them all together. Some people out there, maybe they don't want them, and that's understandable as well. And then the NECA team, they did leave us with a little glimpse of here's an Easter egg, here's a glimpse to the future, and they showed 2 figures in the dark, and you could tell right away it was Toka and Razor. It sounds like we're going to get the cartoon animated version of them. I don't know if they'll hold a candle to the movie ones. Those figures were absolutely amazing, but we'll see. It sounds like we're going to get that 2-pack early in 2022. I can't believe 2022 is around the corner. But then today, Hasbro said, we're not going to be outdone by NECA. We got to have a release today. And they talked about the Hasbro PulseCon release, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Lightning Collection, Pudgy Pig. A lot of people, I know old Waylon Jennings is excited about this one as well. Pudgy Pig's probably one of the most memorable villains of the original Power Rangers team. Just a pig, a giant pig with a Spartacus type helmet on. Comes with a fork and a knife, extra hands, and comes with some food accessories. Just a really cool character. I could see a lot of non-Power Ranger fans buying this figure just because of how crazy looking it is. And there's a lot of people that collect this crazy off-the-wall stuff. He is going to come in like a lunch pail. Maybe it'll really actually double as a lunch pail. Just a really cool themed event, themed purchase for Hasbro PulseCon, which I gotta assume is going to be early September. I think it was either September, October of 2020. It sounds like we're going to have another one of those. We do know Zartan's coming with that. We're going to get all kinds of Hasbro's lines for that one, so it's going to be an expensive time. But I think they didn't have anything really planned for San Diego Comic-Con, so they're trying to steal some of that San Diego Comic-Con thunder and trying to get involved in all that out there. So I thought that was a very, very interesting announcements, I guess we would say, from Hasbro and NECA. It was just a busy, busy day on the NECA team. They were really working hard as they had tons of stuff going on. And like I said, San Diego Comic-Con is not in person this year. It is not an in-person thing, which is unfortunate. Then after I filmed on Friday, we saw Unmatched Series 1 pictures via Jeremy Padower, of course, with Jazzwares. We finally saw in-package images, and these are supposedly coming out at the end of July via Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save 10%, as you guys know. But we got in-hand pictures via Jeremy of some of the promo shots, some clearer shots out there. We saw Miro. I know a lot of people do not like the looks of this Miro. I always say on all figures, I give a little bit of a critique here and there, but I don't give my official judgment until I get them out of the box and in hand. So we'll see how it goes. It does look a little interesting. I really do hope they fix the elbow joints on these. That'll be one thing to look out for in my reviews for sure. But we're getting Miro's first AEW figure, first of many, I am sure. We're also getting Kenny Omega in the line again. No surprises there. No different than Mattel putting Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins, John Cena at a regular clip. We're going to get a lot of Kenny Omegas. You're going to get Kenny Omega in Unrivaled. You're going to get him Unmatched. You're going to get him in exclusives. You're going to get him in 2-packs. You're going to get him in 4-packs. Just don't be surprised. Cody Rhodes, another one that's going to be the same way. MJF, a lot of those guys. So be prepared. And another one of those guys is Darby Allen. We're going to get Darby Allen on a regular basis. You guys know people love face paint. People love people in face paints and skateboards, apparently. So we got more Darby Allens to come with the new TNT title. Another skateboard. He will also be the rare Chase edition, whatever one he is, in there, so we get him with a different coat as well. Dustin Rhodes makes another return to the line. I'm fine with Dustin. You guys know I love face paint, and Dustin's a favorite of mine as well, so I'm glad to get him a part of this line in the blue gear. I always really like this blue gear, so now you're going to have the red and the blue and the bloody, I guess. Our third Dustin figure so far. And then Dr. Britt Baker, she's going to be a Chase Rare Edition as well. So you're getting 2 Britt Bakers in this first series of Unmatched. There was a lot of hubbub on the internet, of course, about the pictures of her and her face scan. Like I said, I'll wait till I see it in hand, but it does not look good from any angle I saw. It just looked like Two-Face is what it kind of reminded me of. It was like both sides of her face were a little different. So I was really surprised at that. We'll see how that ends up going in hand, but she does come with a jacket, and I know a lot of people have been wanting this figure, and it'll be interesting. Is she going to fly off the shelves? As historically, female figures have not done amazing at retail. We'll see how Dr. Britt Baker does. She might break that mold. And then finally, the one I was honestly looking the most forward to, as you guys know, I'm an old school wrestling fan, an old school wrestling figure collector, and LJNs were my wheelhouse. I was all in on LJNs back in the day. I'm all in now. I've completed my LJN collection. And I was excited for this Cody. I heard it was going to be the same size as LJN's. Well, we did see some pictures in the last week that it seems to be not the case. Unfortunately, they look to be more akin to the WCW San Francisco Toymaker figures, if you guys are familiar with those out there. That is what it looked like more to me, unfortunately. So I don't know. I mean, I will display them with those WCW OSF TMs, very similar to the Jakks Classic Superstars version of LJN figures. It seems like we're going. So I don't know how you really call it a true LJN if they're not at least in scale with the LJNs. It's really not the same thing, but it is what it is. I'll be picking it up. I'll give everything a chance, and we'll see where that goes. And I have seen some red versions of that Cody, and I don't know if it's been officially announced anywhere or if I just missed it, but it sounds like there may be a Chase version of that Cody in red, and the blue would be the regular one. So a lot to look forward to with AEW Jazzwares, and a lot more to come. As you guys know, they are not going to stop. They're using the Jakks blueprint, it seems. Can you imagine if Toys R Us and KB's were still open, how much more Jazzwares product we would get? It would be just absolutely unbelievable. And we're getting a lot as it is right now. So expect more Amazon exclusives, ringside exclusives, 2-packs, 4-packs, accessory packs, rings, you name it. It's going to be very, very hard to be a completist and a min-on-card completist, as we've talked about on the channel. And then the final news of today, at least as I'm filming this, and who knows what this week may bring, but Mattel Creations website this morning went live on Instagram. Steve and Bill, they went to talk about the first ever Mattel WWE crowdfunding package out there. So they have not done this before, but we've seen a lot of success via, Super 7 basically does this to some certain extents with their stuff, as they have a month-long pre-order window for everything. But also the HasLab projects that we've got with Galactus, we've gotten it with the Sentinel, we have gotten it with the Razor Crest and the Barge. Well, Mattel's getting involved, and I think this will be the first of many times they do. But they're going all out with a new generation real scale ring. To be honest, I'm not super excited about this. I will be picking it up. how many rings do you need? I mean, I have my Raw ring, my SmackDown ring, I got basic rings. There's just so many rings. I got an NXT ring. Do I need a New Generation ring? A New Generation, in full transparency, was probably one of my least favorite times of the WWE. I know there's a lot of people that love that time frame, that era. That just was probably my downest time on the WWF. But it's coming out one way or the other. I don't think we'll have any problems backing that. I think they only need 5,000 people to back. And it's August 22nd is when the backing will end for this. I don't foresee any issues of this getting backed, but I do like the idea of the extra tiers. But what you're getting with this ring is something pretty cool, the entrance stage. You get the neon light up entrance stage. I could see a lot of people displaying that, but not displaying the ring possibly. So that is kind of cool. It does light up. I'm sure it takes batteries like anything else. And we're also getting an Ultimate Edition Diesel. Extra heads, extra hands, everything you expect in the Ultimate Editions. I like the idea of Diesel in there. It'll be interesting how he comes, though. Is he going to come in a traditional Ultimate Edition package, just bundled in? Or is it going to be like Kenny Omega or Bill Goldberg that came with the AEW ring or the Raw ring? The SmackDown ring, of course. Is that how it's going to be? Jinder Mahal came with that SmackDown ring, if you guys remember right. Are they just going to be packed in there, or is we actually going to get a separate package? I would hope it's a separate package, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. But we are getting a very realistic ring. And, you pull up the mat. It's got the soft goods mat like we see with a lot of rings. But you got plastic boards. I thought at first it was actually wooden boards, and I think we saw that a few years back from FTC or one of the third-party companies made an actual ring. I thought that's what we were getting here, but it doesn't seem to be. It seems like the boards are plastic, but it gives that kind of realistic effect. We also got the steel beams with kind of the decorations to them, like they are actually steel beams on the plastic. The ring ropes, they look to be actually like not cloth, but a more sturdy material, but basically soft goods, ring posts, ring pads. You got the clips and all that kind of stuff. You're going to get ring steps with it, and of course the Kevin Nash Diesel figure as well. So not bad. The $200 price point, $250 price point, hopefully shipping is included in that, is pretty big. But you think an Ultimate figure's $30, $35. A ring's going to be at least $100, so you're at $135. I think they set it at $5,000, knowing that, guess what? We're going to get this back. We're going to be able to throw some other tiers on this. What those tiers will be, nobody is really for sure. But if you're thinking New Generation, and they gave us a little bit of an Easter egg at the very end where they showed Diesel in the ring and they showed a big giant hammer, that lends me to believe that we're going to get an Ultimate version of Doink. Maybe he'll come with Dink as well. Doink seems like a strange one for the Ultimate Edition line, but I guess stranger things have happened. But something Doink related is going to probably be one of the tiers. And they said the tiers were going to be announced and talked about. I think it was the 23rd on their official panel. They're going to have more information on all this stuff. But it'll be very interesting to see what other stuff they add outside of Doink. How are you going to feel that you get up to $250? If you say the rings, let's say the ring's $125. It's a little bit more to this ring than your average ring. So $125 plus Diesel. There's another $30. Let's say $35. And then you throw a Doink on there. I mean, you're right about $200. So I got to think there's going to be something more to this to get us to that $250 price point. But I guess you got shipping in there, and this is going to be a big piece. But hopefully maybe another Ultimate Edition after Doink would be really cool. Give us some really good stretch goals. I think that would excite a lot of people. And I think this is really going to be the new way of toys. I think we're going to see more crowdfunding like this. When you don't have as much shelf room, as shelf space is extremely difficult to get at the Walmarts and Targets, and you don't have Toys R Us and some of these other places anymore, I can see people taking it direct to consumer. I know a lot of industries are looking a way to do that right now currently. I do think that is going to be the wave of the future. So I think this will be the first of many Mattel Creation crowdfunding ideas out there. And I just think that is the way the future is going. And they've said before, I've been a part of a lot of meetings and a lot of studies, that COVID really moved the world 3 years into the future as far as online and people's shopping patterns and things like that. And I do believe that. So we shall see where this all goes and where it all heads to. But I wanted to do a quick video today, and I thought we'd do it right in my brand new toy room here, which we've been talking about on the channel. So I thought today would be a good day to do one of these videos here. But much more updates this week. As you guys know, this is going to be about the biggest news week of the year. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you hit the old notification bell so you're following along. Don't forget to go to Pro Wrestling Tees. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Get your very own Turtle Anxiety t-shirt. Be the most stylish guy or gal in your neighborhood, of course. So there's a news update. Much more to come later this week, I'm sure. And I'll see you for sure Saturday on Weekly Purchases. And for the whole San Diego Comic-Con paddle news releases today, all that fun stuff, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.